What's up everybody? Michael here. I help people master their life. In this video, I'm going to help you understand how to heal past generations and what this fifth dimensional shift is that's happening on the planet. Stay tuned. Dealing with our family's issues, whether it's our immediate family or our extended family, can be extremely difficult sometimes because we care about them so much and we share the closest DNA with them. So when they have health challenges, emotional, spiritual issues going on in their life, a lot of times we can feel that too, especially if we're very close to them. But one thing that I've learned in my life is that the way we heal our family is that we must focus on ourself. You ever notice that you can have a conversation with a stranger and the stranger is going to be so much more open to listening to you because they're a stranger. They don't know you. They don't have any weight. They don't have any ego involved in the game. It's just, hey, I met this random person off the street, and if you want to extend some help to that person, they're going to be open arms about it all. But when we go to a family sometimes and we can see what's going on in their life and what's causing their pain, and we try to tell them, hey, you should stop doing this, or you should stop doing this, or this will help you, a wall goes up. And then you feel that wall inside of yourself. Why does that wall go up? That wall really causes a lot of issues in the family. So when it comes to healing our family, we must heal ourselves. Only then do we see the realities of our family change. When you start to see the realities of your family changing, then you really know that you've done a lot of work in your life, because that's some deep stuff. And in order for our families to change, you have to understand that they come from generations before you, a denser energy. Sometimes, more times than not. So they come from a denser energy, and some of the things that you may see or recommend do not make sense to them, because their consciousness has not caught up to the amount of change that it takes to actually heal. The generations before us did not have access to the information that my generation did, or the generations that are even coming after me. Limitless information. The generations before the now really were set on a lot of hardcore beliefs and frameworks of their life, and this is right and that's wrong, and expectations, and this is the way that things should be. Now, all that's starting to get chipped away. It's all really starting to dissolve, and even those generations are starting to wake up and be like, wow, I've had this expectation about this particular thing my entire life, and it's been causing me a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, and I'm gonna let it go, or I'm gonna try to let it go. See, we have to understand that that sort of concept going on in the generations before us lives is a huge deal. Because people like me, I grew up with it, but I started to shed this stuff in my early 20s. I wasn't 50, 60 years old waking up to like, oh my gosh, this religious box that I put myself in, or this box or this expectational box that I put myself in is causing me a lot of resistance in life. And not only that, but it's causing me a lot of discord in my relationships. So when it comes to healing our family, because we want to heal our family, our moms, our dads, our grandparents, our cousins, as we expand back out. And sometimes when we're with them, all we see is their issue, right? All we see are their problems. All we see is like, oh my gosh, they continue to do this pattern that is hurting them over and over and over again. How do I break it? Every time I'm with them, all I want to tell them is to stop doing this. Oh my gosh. It's not how it works, especially with family and friends. Close friends and family, we must, and when we, this is when we just focus on ourselves, and when we are there in their presence, we just focus on the unconditional love, which is love without expectations. Not thinking about what they should be or what they shouldn't be. It doesn't matter if they're literally slamming their head on the wall every single day and you're like, the wall, and you slamming your head on the wall is what's causing you to have these huge bruises on your head. And they're like, no, it's not. I've been doing this for 25 years. It's not what's causing my head to hurt. And you're like, oh my gosh, yes it is. No, when I was 5 years old, this guy told me to slam my head on the wall. Okay, I'm gonna let you keep slamming your head on the wall. This is what will happen. If you completely forget about them slamming their head on the wall, and you go over and you watch them slam their head on the wall, and you're just like, you know, you just talk to them and love them and enjoy the time and the best that you can do, you know, and then what will happen one day? They're gonna be like, hey, do you slam your head on the wall anymore? And you're gonna be like, no! That's stupid. I learned 15 years ago slamming my head on the wall was a dumb thing. The only reason why they used to do that is blah, 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 blah. And they're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to stop slamming my head on the wall. And you're going to be like, yes, it's going to feel so good. But it only comes with unconditional love to heal family. It's the only way. Family is a mirror of what's going on inside of us because they're so closely related. So when we heal ourselves, we are healing the past generational crap, the past generational BS that is inside of us. And when we heal it, we stop the momentum and the inertia of that dense energy. So then it starts to work its way back into our family. And we can be a testimony. And then what is a beautiful thing that starts to happen, and this has happened in my family, and it's very rare, is when your family starts to actually listen, and you listen to your family, right? Because like our family loves us the most cases. There's some families out there that have serious discord in it, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about families that are relatively close together, okay? Relatively, they still spend time with each other, okay? So unconditional love heals. And when you move into that unconditional love and they accept what you have to say, then it's a balance between unconditional love and blending it with a little bit of advice and suggestion and love. And they know that you're coming from that place. This is something I've had to work very hard on with my own family. And my family's changed the way they eat, they're changing the way they live. I mean, they're letting go of all this old dogmatic crap that has plagued them with childhood. And they're literally in their 50s, almost 60 years old now, and they're like, oh my God, like this thing from childhood is why I am this way. Because you have to understand, the generations before us, they did not even understand the concept of taking care of themselves or healing. It wasn't even in the psyche. Now it's in the psyche, and people are like, oh my gosh, we have to take care of ourselves. And they're like, what's that? Like, I just do the same thing every day because it's what I've always done. And now they're starting to be like, oh, this is why this hurts, or this is why I am this way. So we have to understand to nurture these spaces, because we can learn a lot from the older generations, because they put out so much energy. They carried so much stuff to get us to where we are now. We have to understand how blessed we are and how much work the past generations have done to get us to the point now that people my age or younger than me or around my area or around my era can wake up and say, you know what, the most important thing in my life is for me to heal this stuff. To be able to get to that point in your life is such a blessing. And not only that, but to really understand what it took for a soul to say, I'm at the place in my life where the most important thing is for me to heal this. All the generations before us really did not have the chance to ever get to that place in time where those words came out of their mouth. It's a beautiful place to be, because it is your soul starting to go, I'm ready to evolve, expand, and grow and move out into a new dimension. So we have to understand the past generational dimensions and the new generation and where the earth and overall humanity is headed. It is a change. It is a shift. We have to learn how to blend the old energy in with the new, because that is how we really heal the old energy. And that is what this shift is really all about, is healing the old energies, because they are within us. It's within our DNA. Every single decision or choice that has ever been made from our ancestors is stored within your DNA. That is what your DNA is. It is a compilation of all the past stuff in you. It's amazing. And now you have a chance to heal it. To heal it. You have a chance to heal your parents. You want to know how? By healing yourself. You have a chance to heal your grandparents. You want to know how? By healing yourself. Your sister, heal yourself. Moving out of the bloodline and the closest DNA to you. Your best friends. There is a reason why these people are your friends. You have to figure it out. Your soul family, now there is a special group of people when you tap into your soul family. Heal yourself, heal yourself, heal yourself, enter into unconditional love, expand out into those other people within your reality in unconditional love. Eventually, your aura, the unconditional love, everything within your DNA, when it starts to shift, your reality will start to change, the people around you start to get better, and then you know you are on the right path. But first, if you have a partner, and you're in this part, and you're like with this partner, and you're like, hey, she's with me, she's ride or die. I got kids, okay, wife, whatever it is. If you're ready to wake up to this, then you say to yourself, okay, I'm gonna heal myself, and I'm gonna support her in healing herself. The kids, you don't really have to worry about healing them so much, because you and your closest partner, when you start to heal, you're going to create an environment of healing for them. And they are going to grow up in a different vibration, because they are like sponges at that point. So essentially just taking care of them and keeping them safe, but raising them within a healing atmosphere between you and your partner. If you don't have kids, just focus on yourself. You're going to even see your pets get healthier, because you are raising into a dimension where everyone else is better. So you have to bring yourself into that vibration, enter into that dimension, go through what you have to go through, instead of focusing on everyone else's. And it's very hard when the people around you are not well. It's very, very hard. But we must understand it starts with you. And that is a beautiful understanding. And when I understood this, I saw my whole reality change. I saw people in my life, never in a million years would I think things would change and start to heal. They started to heal. And it's because of some experiences I had inside of myself too. So they were starting to correlate. And I started to put some pieces together about what the ancestral information inside of me is, how to access the DNA stuff that's going on inside of you, accessing the soul entities around here that are here to help us, and connecting with the soul family, healing the earth family, healing the earth, raising into a new vibration, what this shift really is, what's going on. Boom, boom, boom. It's there. So I so support you in focusing on something in your life and going after it. But remember, in my other videos, I talk about creating a framework of a high vibration, a framework of healing. And this framework is what you focus on. It's not so much something, it's the framework that we create within our life. Inside that framework, there's a lot of happening that is going to heal. And then it starts to happen, I don't want to heal this, I'm open to whatever wants to heal within me. And then we slowly unfold the onions, or the onion, like layer by layer by layer. My family, please leave me a comment. Hit that like button. Send me a subscription. I would love to see you again. These videos are to give you value in your life. Please let me know what you think about them. If you want a specific video made, hey, I'll make it for you. Be well, blessings, and I love you.